Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is our account of the South Downs Way, and you join us just here now in Winchester in August 2021 when we backpacked along the South Downs Way National Trail. Very well waymarked trail, and it runs along the crest of the South Downs between Winchester and Eastbourne. Anyway, hope you enjoy what follows. So as far as I can gather, this is the start of the South Downs Way, 100 miles to Eastbourne. So we're in Winchester, and we're by the River Itchen, and we're on our way. So we're gradually climbing out of Winchester just now. It doesn't take long to leave the town behind, cross the M3, and then you're out into the countryside. Let's have a look. So we just arrived at Holden Farm. Fantastic facility here. They've got a really nice campsite. It's about 7.5 miles out of Winchester, and there's a little cabin that sells teas and coffees and so on, which is very welcome. But also, if you're just passing through, as we've seen on the map, you've got your drinking water point, which is also very useful. Anyway, so that's Holden Farm, but it's too early in the day for us to stop for camping, so we'll continue on up the way. And it's harvest time on the South Downs Way. And if you look right over there, that very distant horizon, that must be the Isle of Wight. Whether or not you can see it with the camera, but that's what we're looking at, the Isle of Wight away down there in the distance. Yeah. Oh, but it's hot. Hot on the south coast. That makes a change. Oh, aren't the hollyhocks lovely? Oh, we're back up on the top, so having climbed up from Exton. So I think that's where the Iron Age hill fort is, over there. Yeah. So we just follow this really good track and see where that takes us. So we've just arrived at Old Winchester Hill. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon, and we're back up on the top of the downs again. And this area has been permanently occupied for nearly 4,000 years, from the Bronze Age through the Iron Age. Obviously you can see some of the earthworks over there, the ramparts going around, and then over the top there you can see some of the tumuli. But it's nice to be back up high again. We've just climbed up from Exton, and we're heading still a little bit upwards, so we'll keep going. So we're looking at Old Winchester Hill on the South Downs Way. and the path goes on. So this is the start of day 2. We're at a place called Meon Springs Fisheries, and there's a fairly low-key campsite here for people doing the South Downs Way, so that was convenient. I think yesterday we did about 16 miles, which was definitely enough for day 1. Anyway, the weather's changed. We're into a bit of drizzly rain, but we'll see what happens. Very nice place, so we continue the South Downs Way. Anyway, pretty soon after Meon Springs, we're walking along the trail. You see it's a little bit puddled here, but reasonably dry underfoot if you watch where you're going. We wound up at a place called the Sustainability Centre, which was an old naval base where they did training for communications officers, I believe. And we took advantage of the cafe there to get some coffee and cake. So we're just descending off Winchester Hill, and I think that's the A3 down there. Quite a long descent, having been up on the chalk ridge for a while. So it's descent and then looks like a longish climb back up through the is it the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park here. So we're between Buryton and South Harting. We're between Buryton and South Harting, and just over there you can see Sunwood Farm, and the weather's perked up a little bit. We've got a nice view along the downs with a bit more of a clear open top. We've been walking through woodland quite a bit today. Oh, we've just been walking along this trackway, and all of a sudden the hedge parts and we get a really nice view of the downs ahead of us. We're kind of quite low down here. I get a feeling that in a minute or two we'll be climbing up onto that escarpment, but it's quite a nice open view. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've been walking from Meon Springs. We set off from there at about 9 o'clock. But we've had a fairly leisurely morning. We stopped at the Sustainability Centre about 10 o'clock-ish for a cup of coffee, and then we stopped at the Queen Elizabeth Country Park visitor centre there for a bit of dinner. But we're on Harting Down now, and you get a proper feeling of being on the downs here. Down grassland, and heading up to the top of Harting Down, and you get really nice expansive views. Down there you've got I think it's either west or east Harting. I'll need to have a look at the map. Little village, and this is the thing with the South Downs Way, is that the villages quite often are down off the trail, a bit of a walk out and back. Anyway, that's the direction that we've come from, quite forested, so you don't really get a sense of, I suppose, being on the proper grassy chalk downlands. But anyway, very pleasant walking through the woodland, very peaceful. But then here we go, we're on Harting Down, and it looks like it's very open, undulating all the way to our destination. We're hoping to get there about another 7 miles to I think it's called Manor Farm, where there's a campsite, or at least a water point anyway. I'm just showing these trees. These are ash trees, and some are looking okay. There's one up there that looks alright, but there's a lot of them look very sparse. And on the path further back there's a lot of forestry plantations where they've put signs up talking about having to take out these ash trees because of the ash dieback disease. And you can just see the extent of it here. These are all ash trees as far as I can see, but they've hardly got any leaves on them, so they're obviously struggling. 7:15 on day 2, and we're still out, but it's a lovely evening. Nice breeze and a bit of sunshine, which is grand compared to the start of the day. Anyway, we're heading downhill, and I think there might be a campsite somewhere down there. Well, we're just approaching a little village over there called Cocking, and we're thinking that there might be a campsite over there. But just above on the trail here, there's this most enormous block of, I can only imagine it's flint, a nodule of flint. You can see how big it is from my trekking poles. And if you hammer it, it's definitely solid as that. I've never seen such a thing before. So we're just setting out on start of day 3 from Manor Farm informal campsite. Very basic facilities. Almost be as well to get your water and wild camp around here. Anyway, there we go, setting off and on our way. Just taking a detour in this little nature reserve. There's a few of them dotted along the way, and apparently they kind of link up with the South Downs Way, but there's just an abundance of flowers and grasses. There's thyme. I think that would be the thyme. That's thyme. So just come across a couple of tumuli. There's one here, obviously, and it's got like a dip in the middle of it, and then another one similar just over here. Although I'm focusing on the beacons over there, you can also see the downs stretching away into the sort of grey, hazy distance over yonder. I think we're going to drop down again and then obviously climb back up. Maybe that's the road over there, possibly. We shall see. So we've just walked from this hill barn camping, walked along here and down to this Littleton farm. Don't know if that's focusing. Anyway, we're at Littleton farm and we're at Cadence Cycles. They've got a nice little coffee shop going here. Once we were up on the top of the downs, we didn't really get to visit very many of the villages down below, but one of the villages that we did get to was Amberley, because we'd heard about it being very picturesque and very historic, and sure enough, as you can see here, there's a lot of very interesting old characterful thatched cottages and so on. There's also a really nice shop there, and a cafe where we once again took advantage of the teas and coffees. The climb out of Amberley. What a view! So this is our first night of wild camping. We've just found a place maybe about 100 yards off the trail, a little bit of rough ground, and we think we're out of the way enough. It's nice and quiet. There's the tent and the view. So it's the morning of day 4 and we're just above a village called Storrington, which is over my shoulder over to the right there, and we're back on trail. We camped in a bit of rough ground last night and we're heading in this general direction. The weather's a little bit overcast today. Oh, there's a horse rider over there. But we'll see what the day has in store for us. So just approaching Chanctonbury Ring. Nice views over the escarpment to the north. All sorts of folklore attached to this area, which you might want to look into yourselves. I don't quite know much about it. Involves going round the ring anti-clockwise or something to do with meeting the devil. Who knows? Anyway, there it is. It's a bit early in the day for us to stop, but this is YHA Truleigh Hill, and quite a good map here showing the South Downs Way Trail. So we're now here, and got about another 40 miles to do down to Eastbourne. So it looks like our route goes along the side of that ridge over there, and then where that clump of trees is, I think that's Devil's Dyke. There's a big car park there, and according to the map, a pub. So Saturday afternoon it's going to be absolutely packed out, and it looks busy over there as well. But over to the right, just make out maybe in the distance there Brighton and the English Channel. So it's 4:45 on day 4, and we're still walking. We've just come up from the site down there where we're able to pick up some water, because we're going to need to find a camping spot pretty soon. You can see this Devil's Dyke back here, and the ridge going all the way across. I think over there in the distance is Chanctonbury Circle. So you see the sweep of the South Downs as it extends out to the west there. Well, we're not exactly stealthy here, but it is late. It's getting on for about 8:15. The sun's just beginning to go down, and we're camping in a bit of rough grass just below Ditchling Beacon, having come up from Pycombe. So there's still quite a lot of people about, but the path is away over there, so I think we should be alright. Anyway, the sun's just beginning to set, which is rather nice. There's the tent and the setup, and the sun just beginning to set. So this is the morning of day 5. We're just packing up, having camped here on the edge of Ditchling Beacon, and we're heading over in the direction of Alfriston. Don't know if we'll get there today, it's quite a long way, Alfriston, but we'll see how we get on. Another nice fine day, so it's all looking good. Pretty windy, so we just stopped at the YHA for a coffee. Very good. Left New Haven. There's the view looking back. Look at these trees. So this is the start of day 6. And we're just above Alfriston. We've been camping up on the downs again, and this is the last day. I think we go down the Cuckmere Valley and then around the coast and finish up at Eastbourne, all being well. So that's the programme for today. So this is Alfriston. It's the first little town we've been in, well, sizable village anyway, since Winchester. Lovely little place. All uphill. It's too early to climb hills. Here we are at the Seven Sisters. Keep away from the edge of the cliff. So we're just approaching Burling Gap, about 4.5 miles from Eastbourne.
How far away? Just over Holiday. elephant. Can we go there without PT or really?
That's it. We've finished the South Downs Way official start and end point coming up. Thanks for joining. If you got anything out of this video, any value from this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll see you sometime on the next one.